Dear friends, what if your greatest failure becomes your greatest testimony? Have you ever looked back at your life and wished you could erase one mistake, a wrong decision, a broken relationship, a failed career, a sin that still haunts you, a moment of weakness that changed everything? Many people believe their greatest failure is the end of their story. But the Bible tells us something completely different. God often uses our greatest failures to write our greatest testimonies. If God could transform the failures of ordinary people into stories of hope, He can do the same for you, my dear friends. Many years ago, a young man dreamed of becoming a successful businessman. He invested everything he had into a small venture. Within months, the business collapsed. He lost his savings, his confidence, and even the respect of many people around him. Ashamed of his failure, he isolated himself. He thought his life was over. One evening, an elderly mentor said to him, "Failure is not the opposite of success. Sometimes it is God's classroom preparing you for a greater purpose." Those words changed his life. Instead of allowing failure to define him, he allowed it to refine him. Years later, he became a successful not because he never failed again, but because he had learned humility, perseverance, compassion, and complete dependence on God. Sometimes, dear friends, God allows us to fall, not to destroy us, but to teach us to lean entirely on Him. Peter's greatest failure, perhaps no one understood this better than Peter himself. Peter boldly declared, "Even if all fall away on account of you, I will never." Matthew chapter 26, verse 33. But only a few hours later, when Jesus was arrested, Peter denied even knowing Him. Not once, not twice, 3 times. The Bible says, "And he went outside and wept bitterly." Matthew chapter 26, verse 75. Imagine, dear friends, Peter's shame. The man who promised loyalty and failed his Lord. If the story had ended there, Peter would only be remembered as the disciple who denied Jesus. But God wasn't finished with Peter. After the resurrection, Jesus lovingly restored him. 3 times Jesus asked him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" John chapter 21, verse 15 and 17. And after each answer, Jesus entrusted Peter with his mission: "Feed my sheep." Notice something beautiful. Jesus never ignored Peter's failure. He remembered it. The very disciple who denied Christ because the courageous preacher who proclaimed Christ before 1,000 years. Peter's greatest failure became the foundation of his greatest testimony. The same God is working in you. Maybe today you feel like Peter. Perhaps you have failed as a parent, failed in your marriage, failed in your ministry, failed in your career, failed morally, failed spiritually. The enemy whispers, "You are finished." But God says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. God is not looking for perfect people, my dear friends. He is looking for surrendered people. The scars you carry today may become the very evidence that God's grace is real. Your failure can make you more compassionate towards others, more humble before God, more dependent on prayer, more understanding of people who struggle, more grateful for God's mercy. Sometimes our deepest wounds become the place where God's brightest light shines. Remember this beautiful promise, my dear friends. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Notice Paul does not say all things are good. He says God works through all things, even our mistakes, disappointments, and failures. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. Think about a cracked clay pot. To most people, it seems useless, but place a light inside it. Suddenly, every crack allows the light to shine through. Our failures are like those cracks. When God's grace fills our lives, those very broken places begin to shine with His glory. People are inspired not because we have lived perfect lives, but because they see what God has done with our brokenness. If you are carrying the burden of past failures today, my dear friends, remember this. Your failure is not your identity. Your past is not your destiny. Your mistakes do not have the final word. Jesus does. The cross itself looked like the greatest failure in history. Yet, 3 days later, it became the greatest victory the world has ever known. If God could turn a cross into an empty tomb, my dear friends, He can certainly turn your failure into your testimony. So don't give up. Trust Him. Repent when needed. Rise again, because your greatest chapter will still be waiting to be written by God. May the Lord bless you, strengthen you, and remind you that His mercy is always greater than your mistakes. Please like this video, share it with your family and friends, and let us know in the comments what failure had God transformed into a blessing in your life. Your destiny may be the one someone needs today.